Okay, hello everybody. Dr. Corey Singer here today to talk to you about how to do trigger point therapy in a couple of different ways. So what is trigger point therapy and what is a trigger point? A trigger point is an area in a muscle that the muscle has tightened up, for simplistic terms. That muscle is tightened up, and when we put a little pressure into it, what happens is that muscle actually will either will be either really painful in that area, or it'll start shooting pain into a different area of the body. And you could also use this technique that I'm going to show you for any kind of muscle adhesion, where the muscles have tightened up in a certain area. So either a trigger point, a true trigger point, or a muscular adhesion. And you'll be able to you could either feel these for yourself, or your doctor, myself, will actually feel the area, and I could instruct you on when to actually use this type of therapy. Okay, so I'm going to use the neck to start with, and then I'm going to show you how to use a tennis ball or something like this, where it's just kind of like this is for your feet, or like a golf ball to work on other areas in the body. So we'll start with the neck. Let's say you have a trigger point that's in the right side of what's called your scalene muscles, or your sternocleidomastoid muscle as well. One of these muscles. So let's just say it's in this area here. You'll feel it, and it'll be pretty tender, and let's say you put a little pressure on it. What happens is it'll either shoot some pain up into your jaw or in your back, depending upon the muscle we're working on. It'll shoot pain somewhere, or it'll shoot down the arm or something like that. So you just place your finger right on that area, and it'll be pretty tender, pretty painful. And then all you'll do is just gently lean, so let's say it's on the right side. To really be able to get it to relax, what you're going to want to do is apply pressure to the area and then shorten the muscle fibers together to kind of bring them into an area where they can more easily relax. So let's say it's into that SCM. These muscles flex, so to make it so the muscle fibers are further away, we'd extend back, right? But to shorten this muscle, we'd place pressure on it, we'd shorten the muscle fiber all the way down. In other words, try to get your chin closer to your body. That's approximating or bringing the muscle fibers together closer. You'll place pressure on it, and let's say you're feeling it, radiating. You'll sit there, and the key for this one is to breathe, right? So you just sit there, breathe, and if you're trained at this, what you'll feel, or the longer you do this, and the more you can do this in different areas, you'll feel that muscle actually starting to relax underneath your finger, and that takes so you just sit there, and the main thing that you'll be able to feel is that the pain will start to subside over time, right? So if you're feeling a lot of pain at one point, you'll sit there, you'll breathe in, out, for as long as you need to, all right? And there's no determined length for this. I mean, you could say like at least 4 breaths, 4 to 30 breaths, something like that, but along those lines. And as that happens, you'll feel that muscle fiber relax. The pain that was being triggered down into a different area won't be happening anymore. So that's when you'll know that muscle is relaxed and that trigger point is gone. And obviously afterward it'll feel a lot better, which is really good. Now you could use also in different areas like a golf ball or tennis ball, or just like this is just like a massager type of roller here. So let's just say that you have a trigger point or a muscular adhesion that's in something like your IT band. We also have videos on how to do rolling and how to use the foam roller for certain areas, and so you could reference that video if you want to see how to do that. But let's say you don't have one of those, and you just want to use like a tennis ball or a golf ball. These are really good because they're gonna get directly into that tissue and be able to open up that muscular adhesion a lot better than, sometimes even better than a foam roller would do. Now, so let's just say it's on the IT band here, all right? So you'd place that down on the floor, place your body right on top of it, and just sit there and breathe. It'll be pretty painful. You'll feel it either shooting down the leg or whatever. Now, I can't do it for every single area. Let's say you have one on your back. Same rules apply, right? You could take the tennis ball, or you could have done that for the leg there. let's say you have one on your back there, you'd find that area, let's say it's in your rhomboid, you'd literally just lay down on top of it, and you just feel that muscle, and you just sit there and breathe. Now for these areas, you can't really approximate the muscles together very easily, but it works really well for the neck. So you just sit there, breathe, and wait for that muscular adhesion to dissipate, and for it to relax. When you go to get up off of these things, it's best not to like kind of come up like this. You'd want to roll onto your side off of it. It's a lot easier than trying to yank yourself up that way. And then you could also do that, like I said, so this is really good. You could use one of these for the side here, or if you want to use it to roll out your foot. Let's say it's a foot adhesion that you're working on. You could literally just put your foot on it and just hold that for 30 seconds, or just sit there and breathe, or you could roll it back and forth like I explained in a different video on how to do plantar fascial rollouts. Okay, so another way that you could do trigger point therapy is on your abdominal muscles. So a couple tools you could use. You could use just a general roller pin, or you could use, this is from Healing Life. It's just a tool that's actually used to do trigger point therapy on the abdominal muscles. So I'll just demonstrate how to do it. So you'd get on your back, and you could, feel around your abdominal. Obviously, you don't want to do this when you're like you had just eaten or something like that. But you kind of just feel around your abdominals, find an area that's, tender, and you could take the device. You could use either like the long, skinny part, or you could use more of the thicker edge. I probably prefer like the thicker edge here. And you just sit there and you breathe. Just in and out. And working the abdominals is really good because it actually helps out with your shoulders and your legs as well, because all of that's attaching to your core. And then you can go right into the umbilicus too, and just kind of work into that area as well. It relieves muscular adhesions, tensions, helps energy flow. Real simple. Just breathe. And that's with that, and you could do literally the same thing with like a roller pin. And that's how you do that.